This video is not sponsored by Greggs. And hello, welcome back with another video. This one is going to be relatively simple, and it's just going to be about how I set up my Fujifilm X-H2s for video. Not always, normally I would just, run and gun. When I'm doing anything a bit more serious, like paid work, in the professional space, then I would set up this rig so that it has everything that I need for a long day. So that's power bank to keep everything powered for the whole day, an external microphone, a bigger screen set up so that I can see better what I'm doing, and something that it all sits on so I can put it down easily and pick it up easily. What I wanted was something not too crazy, not too massive, that's compact, and something I can set up very quickly. So I could, break it into 3 parts for travel, and then when I am at the destination, whatever I'm doing, I can quickly put this together without wasting too much time. So that was my thought process in how I built this rig. There are a couple of different setups that I have used recently, because both of them have their own advantages. And really what it is, essentially, you'll see a lot of people with the screen on the top handle. Now sometimes I feel like it was a bit too tall and a bit too high. It might be good when you're holding the top handle for low shots, but when you're actually holding it normally, the screen's pretty high up. For my liking, if you want to hold it this way, like this, I decided to put the screen over here on top of the handle and put the microphone over that side. This is what I'm doing currently at the moment, which I quite like. So yeah, we'll just do a step by step. I'll take this all apart and we'll start from the beginning. I'll list all the components that I purchased. Hopefully this will help somebody out there that is trying to build their own rig, whether it's on the X-H2s or any mirrorless camera, and they're not sure what parts they want to get, then hopefully this helps. So first, let's get a coffee. Well, I ain't going anywhere today. Right, where were we? So the first thing we need is the cage for the X-H2s. So this is the small rig cage. Move that out of the way. And so we're going to start with the small rig 15mm base plate with rod clamps, 1775. Okay, and then I got 2 of these. Again, small rig, 50mm rod clamp, number 2061. I only actually needed to use 1 of these, but it came as a 2-pack. Small rig, 15mm 6-inch rods. First thing we're going to do is just place these right to the end. What's good about these is that if they're not in the right position or they're awkward to get to, you just pull them out and turn them, and then they're in a new position. We're going to place it into here, bring it in. For how I set up, I'm just going to give it a little bit of a gap to about there. Then we're going to tighten them. So again, what I was saying earlier, this is getting in the way, so I can just move that. And then I can turn this. Okay, so we're all tight, all done. So this, you can just find them as X-H2s plates. The reason why this is going to go on here is because the small rig cage has X-H2s, built in. You can see that this will just slide on. And this is all about the whole quick setup that I want. It doesn't have to necessarily be this. Now this is a little bit awkward because you can see that this goes below the base, so I've had to do it in such a way that it's going to come off the end so that I am able to turn it, because otherwise if I need it back here it's not gonna sit straight. You can find some of these base plates that are different, or they've got clamps. There's a small rig one that's got clamps. I'll put it on the screen here if you want to get one of them, and I'll put on the screen the one that I actually purchased if I can remember, because I've had this for ages. Now this needs to be really tight, as tight as you can do it, because you're not going to get access to it later, because this is going to be part of the setup that we won't need to touch again. And it can say that, so that is as tight as it can be. And then the next thing is we need it to have some kind of feet. So I've got this, the Nicey rig, quick release base plate that has X-H2s. If we want to keep the whole setup on this, we want to have X-H2s on the bottom of this as well, so that we can quickly put the whole rig set up onto a tripod. This is technically the weakest part because I'm only using one screw to hold it on, but you're not going to hold any weight with just, you're not going to hold it like this. You know, this is just going to be held on that way, so there's no risk here. But anyway, this is still strong enough. So we got that set up. So now this is what we've got. So next I've got the small rig multifunctional cheese plate number 1681, and this is going to act as a protective barrier on the back, so that when you have the rig against you, you've got like a support there that's going to prevent you from hitting the camera or the battery pack that we're going to have in here. I'm just going to put an extra one for peace of mind, so that when I lean against it I know that it's not going to go anywhere. We've got the small rig power bank holder, so that's going to hold the power bank on the inside. I see a lot of people having a hinge thing and then having it on the outside, but then that means that you've got it exposed on the outside to bash something or whatever. So I've used this as a good protection, and having the battery on the inside instead, in the gap between that and the camera. The next thing is this small rig 50mm rod clamp to rosette mount. This is going to be for me to attach a handle, and the reason why I need to use this instead of the normal connections on the handle is because I want it to be part of the rig and not part of the camera, so that I can take the camera off and not have this silly handle on here. The whole point is I should be able to take the camera off with minimal stuff on the camera, so that I can just use it like this. It's going to just place itself in there. I need to bring it in a little bit. So there's plenty of different versions of handles that you can get. I've got this, in which I attached a rosette mount so that I can fit it onto that. This piece here is the Camvate M6 rosette extension mount, and then this handle is the Photo Better wooden camera side handle. Actually, I'm going to bring it forward. I'm going to put it about there. Screw that in, and then just make sure that we're screwing it in straight. Okay, so now we've got the main base part sorted. Next we're going to slide the camera on. I'm going to pull the screen out first, because otherwise I won't be able to get the screen out. We're literally attached like that. And now that's kept us in place. So the next thing I do is put the top handle on, the small rig top handle light 3765. There's a few different options that you can have. A lot of people choose the Rode Video Go or something like that. I've chosen the Sennheiser MKE 200. I think this is a great little microphone, nice little tiny little microphone, and it comes with this Kingsguard headpiece. but I have recently been doing this. I'm putting this over on this side. Okay, that's all good. For the monitor, we have this Feel World FW568. This is where I try to save a bit of money. You can spend a lot more on something better, but this does the job that I need it to do. So attached to it is the small rig ARRI style 2174B. So I've decided to put it on here, put that in. And what's nice is it comes with a sun shield. It just attaches like that. And then we have this power bank. I got this one due to the fact that it's a good middle ground between capacity and compactness. Any bigger than 20,000, you find that the battery's too big and too heavy. Obviously, adding all of this stuff on here is starting to get heavier and heavier and heavier. So your power bank is obviously going to be a substantial weight, but getting a 10,000 or 20,000, especially this one, is pretty compact and not too heavy. I did have a 25,000, so only 5,000 more than this at battery, but it was huge and really, really heavy. It pulls out here and it slots in and it just fits really nicely, and this can still close like that. So now it's time to plug everything in. Microphone. We've got an HDMI cable that's right angled. I thought that was a lot easier. At the moment I've found it's fine just using USB-A to USB-C down here for the power to the camera. So we've got constant power to the camera. Still got the batteries in there, still got three batteries, but this is enough normally to keep that battery charged. And this one's going to go straight to the monitor. Bring the monitor out, and then we're just going to fit that in there. There we are. And that's the setup. So now how we take it apart, see, is very simple. We just have to undo the cables. Any cables that are joint to the camera itself, I'll take off. Pull this out. Undo the X-H2s. Literally just have to slide it out. And there we have it. We've got the camera taken straight out with just the handle and the microphone on it. I can use it now like this. And if I need to take the rest of it off, then I'll just take the top handle off. And this is what I mean about making sure that everything is on this rig by itself. So when you want to pack, you'd have the top handle, the camera with its cage on, and this setup. You can, even if this is too big for you, then you just take the handle off. We've got the handle with the screen. This can just stay together because this doesn't, none of this needs to be moved, or you can take the battery out at least. Take the battery out. And there you have it. Hopefully this has helped you guys out there if you're looking to build a rig. So yeah, after all that, I think my next video will go back to shooting a bit of 35mm film with my trusted Minolta X500. It's got extremely expensive recently, so that's why I'd calmed down a little bit on shooting film because of the cost. But then again, I say that and I've just spent a load of money on this. I feel like I've neglected film for a little while, so that'll be probably my next adventure. But let's hope that the weather is good enough, because it is summer at the moment. It's summer, apparently. Do you ever wish that you could just close your eyes and teleport to the random place at random time, randomness. Be cool, wouldn't it? Maybe something like from the TV series Heroes, Mr. Nakamura. You know? I'd like to have that power.